Welcome to another edition of Panther Insider. Matt Menzel alongside the Panther Volleyball head coach, Susie Johnson. Okay, it's October, already more than a month into the season. Where does the team stand today, and how does that compare and differ from where you guys were at the beginning of the year?
Well, it really is an interesting time because we've started conference, and we have probably a really tough start to conference. And coming off of that Michigan week when we played Marquette. So we're just continuing to work on keeping our confidence, playing aggressive, fighting for points.
When you look at numbers, you guys are top 4 in the conference when it comes to service aces, right there in blocks and assists. Would you consider those areas to be the strengths of this team?
I think so. I mean, I think our offense is fairly strong. We still have a lot of, errors we shouldn't be making. But that's part of youth, and it's part of learning how to compete and not overdo it with errors or lose your confidence. So it's all those things we're continuing to work on.
Last matchup, a 3-set loss against Green Bay. What did you feel was the difference in that matchup?
With Green Bay? It was tough. I mean, they're a group of very competitive players, and they had a lot of confidence going at us. And so we kind of struggled in that on Friday. We had a hard time countering what they were doing. And it's just the time of the year. We're going to keep getting better. And so it was a tough match, but today I expect a lot more from us.
I know it's only been a couple of weeks of conference play so far, but what are maybe some of your early impressions of the league as a whole, from what you've seen, from maybe what you watched, stats you've looked at?
So last year, I felt like at this time of the year that the league was the best it's ever been. And I was right, because when RPIs came out, it was true. I do think this league is even better this year. And in different ways. The deeper you go, it's still very competitive. As we saw yesterday, Wright State beat Cleveland State. So that's just an example. So I do think it's a very competitive conference, but that's good for all of us. And I think we continue to get better if you continue to push. And so I'm looking forward to the season.
Now, individually, how about the play of Bridget Wallenberger besides the hitting percentage against Green Bay? She also had 10 total blocks against NC State a couple of weeks ago. She's still quite the force in net, isn't she?
She's a very good force. She's a great player. She's very physical, and she's competitive. She hits the ball very hard, and she continues to grow. I mean, she's still only a sophomore. So we're very excited about that she has youth, but she still has youth. So we're continuing to work with her, but her confidence level is always very high, which I really appreciate. So we're excited about the growth of Bridget.
And speaking of the youth, how have you seen the growth of this team, some of these younger players now here a month into the season?
Well, somebody like Kylie Wilkes she's more of a seasoned player now. So that's very exciting for me as a coach, very exciting for her team and for herself. So she continues to do that, and it helps everybody because she's a hard worker. She works outside of the gym. She watches a lot of videos. She takes notes. She comes and meets with me. She's very, very fun to have on the team. So I see that with her. Jen, our setter, has really had to work hard in all facets of the game, and I see growth with her too. And then, Caitlin, it seems like she's older, but she doesn't have a lot of game experience. She has some game experience, but positives, and she's really worked hard. So all of those things, a lot of other players like that, it's really been nice to see.
Finally, how does this week differ in this sense with the way the schedule plays out? As opposed to playing back-to-back days, you guys get a day off in preparation for a conference matchup. So how do you spend that day off?
Well, it actually was a good thing that we had that Saturday off. We could regroup. We had a great practice yesterday. We could watch film on UIC. The team could then watch UIC play Green Bay. So I thought that was really helpful to us. So that's what we did. We practiced. They watched film. We watched a film of UIC. So I thought it was actually good that we were able to have that. Sometimes you're kind of like, an extra day, but I thought that was good for us in the time of the year we're in.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
That's Panther Volleyball head coach Susie Johnson.